Syphonfilter's world is full of interactable objects such as ledges to climb, switches, sick people, and more. And while these interactions may not seem like much, the few seconds it actually takes to perform these actions, paired with the hundreds of interactions between ledges and switches you'll find throughout the speedrun, means you'd normally be spending collective minutes on these interactions alone. There are many different ways to skip these various interactions, with the most common and easiest one being the ledge skip. It's an easy enough trick to perform, but the timing is critical. If you do it too late, of course you don't save as much time, but if you do it too early, you'll actually fall off the ledge. Which in most cases isn't too big of a deal, as you're usually just climbing up a waist-high box or ledge or something similar, but in some critical cases it can cost you a lot of time or even cause you to die if you fall from high enough. In cases where you need to climb up to something that you need to shimmy across, you can implement the same tactic to cut the shimmy animation short, but it's actually much easier if you just shimmy using the trigger buttons and then just cut the trigger input short to cancel the animation. What isn't so easy is what you would simply call the interact skip. All of these switches, as well as the Syphonfilter patients found throughout the stronghold levels, will share an interaction animation, but actually skipping this animation is a little bit tricky because it involves interacting with the switch in movement in the same frame that you're firing your weapon, which is pretty much impossible without autofire. You thankfully don't need any actual ammo to perform an interact skip, and funnily enough, the shotgun actually counts as an automatic firing weapon, so you can use it for an interact skip, just not the combat shotgun. Despite being low to the ground, the various item trunks found throughout the game are actually interact skipped in the same way that switches and Syphonfilter patients are, as opposed to the bombs or the takers in the base level, whose interactions are skipped with what you would call a duck walk. Duck walking could also just be called a sneak interact, and it's thankfully very easy to do like most of these tricks are. Just remember that timing is critical for all of these.